everybody, it's Connie with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Check out the project for today. Is that not adorable? This little Valentine purse is going to be so much fun for you to create, and I am anxious to share with you how to make it. Let's get going. To begin, you're going to choose a piece of designer paper. I have mine cut at 9.5 by 5 inches. I'm going to be using the Birthday Bouquet Designer Series paper because I loved that polka dot, and I definitely loved this little trim. Let me show you that's going to come here on the edge. I thought it looked really sweet. So we're going to put the 9.5 inch side up here at the top, and we are simply going to score at 3 inches, 4.5 inches, 7.5 inches, and 9 inches. You're then going to rotate the cardstock around, and this is where you're going to want to decide which end do you want flipped over. So because of the way the pattern's going, I want this side, I want those scallops going down. All right, so that's the side I'm going to want to put in here, and I'm going to score that at 1 inch. Now I'm also going to make another score line at 3.5 inches. We're going to do some simple cutting here on this little 1/2 inch side that's remaining. And what we're going to do, we have a little rectangle here, a little rectangle here, and we want to cut those off. But I'm actually going to come in, and I know it is very hard to see on this Mossy Meadow Designer Series paper, but I'm just kind of coming at a little bit of an angle there. And then I'm going to cut off that piece. That's going to give me the little tab. We're now going to cut along the tabs here on the longest side. So this is the 1.5 inch side, so not the 1 inch side. And this is the bottom of our box. And we're just going to cut up to that score line. And you're going to do that on all 3 scores. You're now going to fold over. You see, that was that side that I said I wanted to be pretty. And then we're going to kind of do a bit of an accordion here because I want that other side to be down, like so. So it's going to look like this. Now let's fold all of these pieces in, and we can go ahead and give those a nice little crease with our bone folder as well. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat, and I'm going to just put some fast fuse along this top portion because I do want it to lay down so that that is kind of done and out of my way. Now I can come in with the tab, and let's put some fast fuse here along the tab. My trick with fast fuse has always been to just use a really light touch. And guys, this box comes together so easily. It literally just folds right over, line those ends up. Ta-da, done. Now you can see how my box is simply going to go together like so. I'm not going to put it together just yet because I want to go ahead and create the purse part, and I don't want to be fighting with my box. So let's go ahead and put the handles on our purse. I've got 14 inches of the Melon Mambo 3/8 inch stitched ribbon. Guys, this stuff is gorgeous, and I'm just simply going to cut it in half. I'm now going to come in with the 1/16 inch hole punch, and I'm just going to bring it in, and I'm going to use these little hearts as a guide. Whatever your pattern is, just find something to kind of guide it. And you can see I've kind of basically just pushed my punch over as far as it'll go on each end. So I'm just going to, again, as I said, I'm going to use the pattern. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat because I found I was having a real hard time getting those brads through my ribbon. So I'm going to kind of give it a start here and just pierce a hole through my ribbon so I'm not fighting it. We're going to do that to both pieces of ribbon. I'm now just going to run one of our mini brads through my holes and through the ribbon and close it. Guys, it is really simple. Now, when you go to make the handle, kind of make sure you're paying attention. You don't want to give it a twist or anything. So we want it to kind of look like this. Now I'm just going to insert another brad, do it on this side, and then we're going to repeat that exact same process on the other side to create the purse. All right, my purse handle is done. We need to decorate this up because that's just not enough for me. I'm going to come in, I'm actually using a bundle today. This will be the Grateful Bunch bundle. And we're going to use the You Are Totally Awesome stamp and the matching Blossom Bunch punch. Now I want to point something out. There is a stamp that goes perfectly with the punch, but I found for this project the stamp was just not what I needed, so I'm not going to be using the flower right now. But I'm going to come in. I've got a couple pieces of cardstock of 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches of Melon Mambo, 1 inch by 5.5 of the Mossy Meadow. And for this one, I actually just for the for the Melon Mambo, I'm going to want to use this medium flower. So I'm just going to slide my cardstock in, give that a punch. I need 2 of those. So we're just going to get those on each end right there. And now I'm going to come in with the Mossy Meadow, and let's get this little teeny tiny guy right here. 1 on each side will do us. Okay, now while I've got these out, I am going to go ahead and do one more quick punching, and that is with the washi punch. I love this one, but we're going to punch 1 out of that and 1 get in there, 1 out of that one. And as I said, we are going to use the stamp You Are Totally Awesome. This is just a scrap of white, and I stamped that in Melon Mambo ink. We're going to slide the sentiment all the way over to the right because we're going to lose all this when it goes onto the bag itself. I've got just a little bit of adhesive here on the back of these, and I'm just going to put them together. I want them to kind of fan out, but I don't want to fight them. So let me go ahead and get those kind of adhered together. Really simple, nothing fancy, but I'm going to set that off to the side for just a moment. Let's work on these flowers. I'm going to bring in that paper piercing mat again. One thing I love to do with punched flowers is to give them a little dimension. I'm going to come back in with my paper piercer, and I'm just going to give those flowers a press with the back of my paper piercer. See how that kind of makes them pop? I'm going to bring in another mini brad here. And guys, we're simply just going to pop these with the paper piercer and layer them together. Whoops, come here. And then we're just going to bring our little bag back in. And let me find, oh, I need to point this out. There's a seam right here. I want that seam in the back. So this is going to be the front of my bag. I'm going to come back in with that 1/8 inch punch. And I want my flower to come about 2/3 of the way down. And so I'm going to put a hole right there. And guys, this will just mini brad right through that hole. So I don't even have to worry about adhesive or anything holding that on. With that flower, I am going to kind of give these flowers just a little more puff and kind of make sure that they're separated. And that way just kind of makes it look a little prettier. So let me give that some little fluffiness. I'm going to put some fast fuse here on my tag, and I'm just going to tuck that under there. That's why you see now why we wanted the sentiment kind of all the way over to the right. Now to put our bag together, oh, so easy. It just doesn't get any easier than this. I'm going to put a little adhesive, whoops, not snail. How about some fast fuse? We want it to stay together. I'm just going to put some fast fuse down that end. And guys, we're simply going to put that together. Ta-da, bag is done. Now, this is totally optional. I kind of wanted to give it a little more of a purse feel, so you can see I just kind of push that in. Just give it a nice little bend, just like so. Now, let me show you my little trick for filling it up. I wanted my candy to fit in there, but it sat down too low and I couldn't see all the pretty candy. So I created some simple little paper shreds. And to do that, so easy, I have a half sheet 4 inches by 11 inches of copy paper, just copy paper. And I'm going to come in with my fringe scissors. And guys, you're just going to start snipping. It is so easy. It doesn't matter if it's straight, doesn't matter if you chop into another piece. Just go ahead and cut up that full sheet of paper. I'm not going to do it all, but you're going to cut all that up. And then you're simply going to take it. And look, it just looks like really great shred. I'm going to move that out of the way because I have some already ready. And this is just going to, this is half a sheet. this is going to go down in my bag. One, it's going to look pretty. And two, when I take my little small cello bag, and this is one of our smaller cello bags, I just filled it with some cherry sours and tied it up with some of the white satin stitched ribbon. That's going to sit right inside my bag. And guys, it's that easy. I also want to give a quick shout out to my friend BJ. She's the one who shared her little version of this purse and gave me the measurements. Thanks so much, BJ, because it is a fantastic project. A really fun and quick little project. You know, I had this project in mind for my daughter. She is a resident assistant in college, and she wanted to do something fun for the girls on her floor for Valentine's Day. I knew this little project was going to be perfect for her because it just has some basic scoring, some simple stamping. Those girls are going to have a blast creating this fun little treat purse, don't you think? And guys, you can also create this if you need any of the supplies to create it. You can find it at simplysimplestamping.com. If you will look for the January 11th, 2016 blog post, I'll have photos, I'll have pictures of everything that I used to create the project. I'd like to make it as easy as possible. When you're ready to order, just click a pic and we'll get you all taken care of. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of the video today. I hope you have a fabulous day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.